Good afternoon, everyone. This is YC. Welcome back to YC Cooks and Bakes. Today, I'm just going to take you along so you can help me cook our supper tonight. We're going to have thick boneless chops, and I'm going to fry up some rice, and then we'll have some unsweetened applesauce. But the first thing I'd like to do is to share my tea with you because I love it so much. And I will show you what it looks like. It's called Yamamoto Jasmine Tea. I don't know if you can see the words jasmine on there. You might be able to see it if I put it this way. It's jasmine tea. And if you've never had this, I actually sent my son to a Korean store on the other side of our base to get it. But if you've never had jasmine tea, you are missing out. If you've had a long, hard day, have some jasmine tea. It is like nirvana. It's amazing. Okay, so I just want to show you my chops. I'll put the board so you can see them. Let's see. Okay, see how thick they are. And I have had them seasoned all day on each side. And I used garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, salt, and pepper. And I've been having such a hard time with my pepper grinder that I went ahead and I used this black pepper today. Just the ground one. And I'm going to continue finishing using up that pack of spicy Hooters breading because we need to use it up. And I just put it in here. Oh, I'm already pouring it out. See how fast I want to use it up? But anyway, you can see it has that little reddish orange tint to it because it has spices in it. And I'm just going to get these breaded. I'm going to bread them, and then I'm probably going to dip them in the breading again before I fry them. And I already have my I have rice cooked, brown rice mixed with white rice, and my vegetables are chopped up for the rice. And the reason I make my rice early is because when you're frying rice, you want to have it cooked and cooled down in the fridge before trying to fry it. So see, that's all I'm doing. Okay, they're all breaded, so I'm going to take you over to the stove. Okay, we're at the stove. Today for my chops, I'm going to be using, because they're thick chops, I know that I'm going to be putting them in the oven to finish cooking. So I just want to get a really nice crust on them. And I have chosen to use peanut oil because it has, peanut oil has a high heat tolerance. And then to get my brownness quickly, I'm going to put in already a couple tablespoons of butter into the peanut oil. And I think it's ready now. I just have it on like a medium high. And I'm using I'll show you, I'm using a deep pan so that it just doesn't, splatter everywhere. See, it's the deep pot as opposed to my frying pan because I really don't want it to splatter everywhere. So see, I've already dipped them. You see the flour on it. And I'm just going to lightly dip them again before putting them in. So these are twice dipped, dredged in the flour. Fit as many as I can in my pan. And these chops were purchased at Aldi between, some were $4 something a pack and some were $6 something a pack. So I would say you could get them between $5 and $8. You could get 4 chops depending on the size of them that are, the boneless kind. So when you dredge them again, of course they look like that. I think I can fit one more. And if I do too many or someone doesn't show up to supper, the beauty of these is they don't go to waste. You can use them in sandwiches the next day, or at the very least, cut them up for fried rice. You know, so, or even put them in like a pot pie. You can use boneless meat like this over and over. Like that. I'm trying to wipe up the flour mixture off of my stove. I'm very particular. I don't like things to be dirty or messy. That must be the Virgo in me. Okay, I'm going to bring you forward so you can see it. You see them frying in there? And when I think that they have when they've nicely browned, I'll turn them over for a few minutes. And then I'm going to put them all on a rack that I sprayed in the oven. I already sprayed it with just a vegetable oil spray. And they'll sit on this rack and finish cooking in the oven so that I can move on at that point to my fried rice. Okay, I actually turned them over now because they're browning really good. You can see them in there and see how golden brown they are. So peanut oil does really well for these. Okay, I have them all fried up and I'm going to put them in the oven at this time. I'll just tilt you forward so you can see them. See how nice and brown they are? And they look fantastic. Now I just want to make sure that the insides of them are all cooked, because you can't mess around with pork. So I will put these beautiful, they were beautiful things in the oven, and I'll come back. Okay, we're back at the counter. I forgot that I had sprayed that rack and that pork chop went flying onto the burn. And you thought pigs couldn't fly. No? No Pink Floyd fans? Okay, we're going to talk about my rice. Now, after you make your rice ahead of time, preferably the day before, but I did mine early this morning. And this is a mix of brown and white. I'll bring you forward so you can see. And you want to spread it out on a pan or a platter or a really wide plate so that it can cool in the refrigerator, because you want it nice and cold and dry before you get started frying it, and that makes the best fried rice. And then a lot of people just use mixed vegetables or Chinese vegetables to season it. And I'm going to use a little bit of soy sauce, of course. But my husband's not real big on like peas and stuff, so I have decided to shred some carrot, use the rest of my shredded zucchini, and dice up a half of an onion. So this is about, I would say, a quarter cup of, maybe a little bit more, almost a half a cup of shredded zucchini, and a cup of shredded carrot, and a half of a medium onion that I have diced. And sometimes, you can put meat with it, like pork or bacon or leftover chicken. Any kind of leftover meat would work for it. Today I'm just going to keep it, because we have such a large chop, I'm just going to keep my rice like vegetable flavored. And you could make vegetable fried rice. That's perfectly fine too. And you can put whatever seasonings you like in it, whether it be a little bit of ginger or whatever you're going to use. But I will definitely be using an all-purpose soy sauce. And I've already cleaned my deep pot and everything. So I will bring you back at the stove. Okay, I just want to mention now that you're back at the stove, since I did my chops in peanut oil, that's just my oven. Make sure that you know, if you're having company or something, make sure if you use peanut oil for that high temp tolerance that you tell them, because a lot of people are allergic to nuts and peanut oil will mess them up. That's why a lot of the restaurants now and a lot of the Oriental cuisine restaurants, especially in the United States now, they use vegetable oil and not peanut oil for that reason. And I just wanted to make sure to tell you that. And then for my rice now, I am going to use vegetable oil. I wanted to use olive oil, but it doesn't have that much of a high tolerance. You can saute in it pretty good, but I want to go a little bit higher to fry the rice. And I just wanted to mention that to you. Okay, I just wanted to mention while this rice is frying that I will be putting in some egg too. You've seen like egg fried rice with little pieces of egg in it. I will be doing that too. And this is a no stick, you know, this is a granite stone pot. But if yours is just slightly no stick and it's been hanging around a while, it'll still work. Because as soon as you put in your vegetables and the, I'm going to probably be using about 4 to 6 tablespoons of soy sauce for this amount of rice. And I'll have all the amounts in the description for you of everything that I use. The sodium in this will actually, you know, lift up the bottom of the stuff that's stuck in the bottom of the pot anyway. At that time, it will lift it up. Okay, we're going to go on to the next part now where I put the egg in. And you see where I've made like a little path in the middle, like a little volcano? I can just bring you forward. That's where I'm going to pour the egg that I whipped up. And you just whisk it up like that and pour it right in there. And once that fries up, you can put in some soy sauce and then your vegetables. Basically, you're making scrambled eggs right in the middle of, you know, your rice. Okay, I think it's all done now, and I did add some green onion and some parsley. I'm going to bring you forward so you can see what it looks like. Okay, and I will meet you at the counter. Okay, we're back at the counter. And you know I have to cook early these next couple days because of my husband's job, which is fine. I want to get it out of the way because the heat builds up here all day and it is getting hot in South Carolina. So I just want to show you what everything looks like. Here's the fried chop with the Hooters spicy breading. And here is the fried rice. And if I bring you forward, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but you can see how there's egg, and you can see the green zucchini and parsley and green onion, and we have a little bit of I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's a little bit of orange carrot shred in there and some diced onion. But that is our fried rice and fried chop. And then here is some applesauce on the side. And it's really wonderful applesauce. It's by Simply Organic, and it's unsweetened. So a half a cup is only 50 calories, and it's just apple. So that's fantastic. So that is our supper for this evening. And I hope everybody has a great day.